If we could go 10,000 miles away and fight folk that we didn't know and come back home where we knew people and could not defend those very people in our own communities, something was wrong with that picture. I was born in Natchitoches, Louisiana, 1936. Had a great mom and dad. My dad was a minister, and you know the story about the minister's son. So I guess I was that typical son. Did the usual things that kids get involved in. Later went from there to the Air Force. Things started changing for me in the Air Force because I started seeing different things and having different feelings about things that I was experiencing. I had the feeling that something was wrong. You don't really know what it is at that age. I'm 18 years old, but you understand something is out of whack. And it was sort of then I made up my mind I would make a difference. And it was there that my activism started growing. I got caught up in working with the community to stop a dump that was on in the Holmes Road area that had been plaguing the people in that community forever, and they had decided to do something about it. And I joined in with them. People were lined up to get in front of garbage trucks to stop them from coming into that landfill, which was humiliating to the community and actually a health hazard. But in that same time, the TSU incident occurred where young students who had decided to close Will Avenue, where people were using it that was going to the University of Houston, was using it as a runway. Students decided to close it off. And as a result of that, the police came. They came in very rough, tore down all of the barriers that kids had to stop traffic. And in that melee, a police officer was shot in the hip. As a result of that thing blossomed out of control. Matter of fact, and this is what really heightened my activism and getting involved. They shot 3,000 rounds of ammunition into the building on Texas Southern University. And they did some devastating things to the young people. They had them come out, lay on the ground out in front of the dormitory, some in a state of undress. This was humiliating. Of course, what it did successfully do for the city of Houston, it diverted everybody's attention away from the garbage dump that we were about to successfully close to what was going on at Texas Southern University. Over 400 young people were put in jail as a result of that melee. We had a dilemma during the movements because we were torn between, well, let me put it this way. The system wanted us to believe you either had to be on this side of the line or that side of the line. You either had to be with Malcolm or you had to be with Dr. King. And it was best to be over here with Dr. King because you're peaceful, and if the police beat you up, you're just going to, tie a bandage up your head and stuff and go head on and turn the other cheek. You're over here with Malcolm, he's dangerous because he's talking about by any means necessary. So it was a dilemma, and people like myself, we had to struggle with saying which side of this fence I'm going to be on because actually the people with Dr. King was making it crystal clear. We don't want anybody over here that's talking about violence, and of course, Malcolm and the black nationalist groups were saying, look, we're going to defend our community. We're not going to commit aggression on anyone, but we're going to protect ourselves. And that was the philosophy. I had no difficulty in being in both locations because I realized, like the Army and the Navy, the Air Force, and the Marines, all different organizations, has different philosophies about how to fight a war. But they all have one common goal: to win the war. Everybody do your thing, and that's when the movements start jailing and getting together, when Malcolm start talking with Martin, and these things start solidifying themselves. And we had a better understanding, a better grip on how to operate a movement, because we weren't each other's enemy. The enemy was out there. And in order for us to be successful, we had to organize, and at least we had to have a mutual understanding on that our goals were the same.